Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are just about to see a fabulous interview with Dr. Liv Saimovici. It's all about looking fabulous and beautiful and skin rejuvenation. So let's take a very good look at this fabulous interview with myself and Dr. Liv, as he is well affectionately known.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Liviu Saimovici. I'm talking to you from my office in Purchase. Some of you know me already, some of you don't. I'm a physician, I'm an immigrant. I was born in Romania and I became a United States citizen in 1981 on Constitution Day. My first degree is in electrical engineering from the University of South Carolina with honors cum laude. Then I went on to medical school in Charleston, South Carolina, did my residency training at Georgetown University as chief resident, and then came to New York. Most currently I live in Rye, and my daughter goes to the Rye Neck School District.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Cognac's Corner. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and I am interviewing Dr. Liv Saimovici. And he is, I hope I said that correctly.
Close enough.
Dr. Saimovici, Dr. Liv Saimovici. Did I say that correctly?
It's Dr. Liviu Saimovici.
Okay, well, we're going to talk now about your expertise in what you do and why people should come to you. But I want to read a little bit about your history and about who you are. And Dr. Liv Saimovici is the medical director of Advanced Rejuvenation Centers. He serves as the medical director of Advanced Rejuvenation Centers in Purchase, New York. He offers his aesthetic expertise to men and women in Westchester County and beyond. Those who have problems remembering or pronouncing his last name affectionately refer to him as Dr. Lee. Did I say that correctly, Dr.
Yes,
Lee?
you did.
So now, Dr. Lee, tell my audience, you have been a doctor for many, many years. How long have you been practicing being a doctor, being a physician?
Oh, almost too long to want to admit to it. I've been over about 40 years.
40 years. So you know what you're doing, obviously.
I hope so.
And you're
My
board.
patients think so.
Yes, and you are board certified, which is very, very important. You all want to know that you're a board certified physician. But I wanted to ask you several questions. You didn't start out doing this rejuvenation. You've been a doctor in other areas of medicine. But as we all are, you know, we all women and men have one thing in common. We want to look beautiful and young for as long as we can, and you provide that service. Now, tell my audience your history of how you started out as being a physician. You were practicing something else. Tell my audience what you were doing, what kind of medical practice you had.
I started as an ophthalmologist and eye surgeon, and I've been doing that for a very, very long time. People do not realize that Botox, which is one of the most popular cosmetic procedures, has actually was developed by ophthalmologists. So,
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, indeed. Botox was developed by ophthalmologists. So all along, while I was doing general ophthalmology and LASIK and operations and cataract operations and glaucoma and so on, had friends who were coming for the little bottle of Botox and fillers, and I was doing that all along. It's kind of fun. It's nice to do something that when people are healthy and they feel better rather than always deal with diseases and sickness. So eventually, at one point, came a time in my life when I want to live, to be mostly in Westchester, and my practice was for many years on Park and 72nd. And I slowly um, moved slowly to doing strictly cosmetic, and I opened this place here a little bit over 3 years ago. And I'm very happy in this location. Everybody seems to like it. It's a very accessible. It's a beautiful building. We just moved 2 weeks before the virus hit. We just
Ah,
we, we got the office to be about 3 times bigger than it was before. And that's good actually, because this way we can keep people separate and have a good social distance.
right.
And now we're doing, we kind of take care of anybody that needs it, all the way from their hair to their toes. And by that, I mean that we can grow hair, we can take care of the face with lasers and Botox and
Well,
fillers
that's what
and
I
other
wanted to ask you.
devices.
Tell my audience the services that you provide, uh, people that are looking to enhance their image. Tell us everything you do.
Well, we have lots of services, but the thing that people really need to understand is that coming in for a consultation, it's the best way to determine what they need, because you shouldn't go in thinking that you need this when in reality, many times people come and say, I want this, or I thought I wanted that, and it's the wrong procedure, or they had it the wrong procedure before, or treatment. So we have so many things, like I said, from ultrasound to laser to radio frequency to cryo, that it's very hard to explain all of them. And I mean, it would take hours. But when you come in, I look at you, you show me what bothers you, and then we determine what's the best treatment for that patient.
I see.
But
Do
in
you,
general, you can,
go ahead, go ahead.
in general, we can kind of split it in 2 ways. One being the face. So for that, we have, again, I said laser, radio frequency, ultrasound, and of course the Botox and the fillers and threads. Threads are a very nice procedure as well for lifting the face. We can pretty much do a facelift, even eyelids lift without surgery. Then,
Really?
oh yeah. And
Because I have a friend, and she's thinking of going to another doctor. She just had, she had a sort of a facelift. She had like this part, her jowls. She wanted to have them lifted, her jowls here. She had her eyes done, but she's not satisfied with what the doctor did. And it's like she had this surgery, I believe, May, June, around that time, and she feels like she's not seeing the results that she wanted. And she actually had actual surgery. So she's like a little bit upset about that, because she feels that she spent all this money and she's not seeing the results. And I told her she's got to still heal. Well, I mean, you haven't seen her yet. You can't really make an evaluation, but as a physician, as a person that does this, this is what you do. Should she wait, or should she get another consultation before January?
Without seeing her, I cannot comment, and I don't want to comment on somebody else's work. Surgery sometimes, depending on the person's age and their health, takes a while to heal. That's one issue. The reason I don't want to bash plastic surgery, because there is a need for plastic surgery. However, you have to think about it this way. When you do surgery, you practically do not add anything to the face, and you are losing fat and muscle and collagen and connective tissue and bone all along. So surgery, when you do a facelift, literally tightens things out, but they don't really add things. Whereas when I do the procedures that I do, for instance, a device known as Ulthera, it's very well known to stimulate your own body to produce more collagen and more connective tissue. The fillers do the same thing.
Naturally. Is this naturally? Is this a natural
Naturally,
thing?
your own body brings back your own tissues. Yes. So this is the beauty of it. Fillers also add back lost lost the tissues that we have. So there are also fillers that are called biostimulators that they don't only fill, they also stimulate your own body to produce more collagen. So I believe that one should try to have as much as possible first with fillers and non-surgical procedures. And then if that's still not enough, then of course you can always go for surgery. But initially, I think a lot of people think that they need surgery and that's the answer. It's almost like they dream for that day when they're going to have their facelift. And I can do all that, or 90% of at least of that, depending on how advanced or how much work they need, pretty much everything without surgery.
Interesting. This is fascinating. I see this a lot, though. I see more people are opting out. Instead of having the full facelift, they're having, you know, different things done to their face with fillers, like raising the jawline here,
Yes.
and you know, taking, like, adding definition to the face, like actually making your cheekbones even look higher. That's been done as well. Am I right about that? You can do that as well.
Yes. Again, depends on how advanced or how the condition of how they are at that time. You can do everything, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But
So
most things can be done, yes.
most things can be done. Now, you do everything, not just the face. You do body work too, right?
Yeah, so now that's the other thing. We sculpt the body. We can give you the body shape that you've, of course, we don't surgery. I mean, you need to go to, if you want a breast implant and things like that,
Right.
you can go to a surgeon. But we can do pretty much a belly tuck, without surgery. We can melt a lot of belly fat and flanks and from the thighs and from the back of the arms and from under the neck, again, without surgery in just minutes. There are different devices that I have, and each one is better, so to speak, for each individual. Some people will use freezing, some people will use heat or radio frequency, and then we can tighten the skin if we have to. So again, if somebody really, some people would do send for surgery because they are not candidates, and I'm not afraid to turn people away if they are not good candidates for this. But the majority of people will benefit from the devices that we can use to reshape their body. Not only that, but as we grow older, our muscles are getting weaker. And I now have a device that builds muscle without you having to do anything, especially people who have back pain. This is a very powerful device. It strengthens your abdominal muscles. It's like doing 20,000 sit-ups in half an hour without having to do anything.
I hear this all the time, that as we get older, we lose muscle. And that's really the key, isn't it? To keep our muscles as strong as we can, because that's what ages us. That's what makes us get old looking. So you were,
and then,
go ahead.
Because our joints become weak too, it's very hard to exercise. Whereas with this machine, it exercises your muscles without you having to do anything.
Oh my God. So in other words, if I wanted to build muscle, I don't necessarily have to do exercise. I could go to you and you could help me with that.
Right. You still have to be maintain your flexibility and do whatever you have to do to maintain your flexibility. But in terms of building muscles, you can do it this way, much safer.
Much safer. Well, that's one thing I have to say about you, doctor. Being a good doctor, if you feel that somebody is not a good candidate, you will turn them away and say, no, I can't do this for you. You have to go to this particular type of doctor or plastic surgeon, because realistically, I can't really give you what you want. But if I could do this, this, and this, and we could get good results. So a doctor, that's a good doctor. When a doctor,
that's what I do. And patients, that's why patients love me. That's why, you know,
you have to be
call me an artist.
Yeah, you have
when
to
I try to fix their face, because I don't just go there and shove the filler in. I just want to make sure that they look really good. And when they come out, they look natural. Looking natural is my trademark. And by the way, we can now even fix the back of hands.
I have interviewed so many celebrities, and some of them have had terrible plastic surgery, and some of them have had fabulous, you know, work done to their faces. I mean, whether it's plastic surgery or what you do. But I mean, I've interviewed so many celebrities. I could see, you know, the difference basically. Like one person I interviewed, one actress I interviewed, she's stunningly beautiful. I don't know if you know who she is. Susan Lucci. She's been around a long time. She's well into her 70s now. And she was a soap opera actress. Do you know who she is, Susan Lucci? She was on that TV show, All My Children.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. Whoever worked on her face, and plus she does Pilates, so her body's pretty good too, you know. But she's stunningly beautiful. I don't think Suzanne Summers, I don't think does anything. I think she just does a lot of exercise. I don't know, maybe she might have had some work done, but I think she does a lot of exercises to her face.
Yes.
You know, do you recommend that too, exercising the face?
Definite, any exercise is good, face or any other part of your body. But I will have to admit, I'm not an expert in that.
Right, no, you're not. But so, have you worked on celebrities? Have you? I guess you can't really tell me who you worked on. Is that prohibited if you have worked on celebrities?
Yes, I cannot really talk about it.
Not allowed to do that, but you have worked on them.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Well, you are a fascinating gentleman. Now, tell me, why did you decide to do this? What made you want to get into rejuvenation?
Because, like I said, I've been doing it for years along ophthalmology. I've done the Botox and fillers, and I saw how happy people were. They would immediately, I'll get a smile out of them. They'll get the, oh, wow, instant results. You know, you don't usually get that very easily. And no pain, no downtime. Occasionally bruising, swelling, but minimal. So yeah, it's very gratifying to have a very happy patients, to make them happy. Like I said, not to have to.
And you want them to come back. You want them to come back to you too if they need further work done along the line. You want them to.
Of course, they, you know, like everything else, you know, you have to maintain everything you do. You need to use the right products on your skin. You have to use like facials, lasers. We have a new device now called the jet peel that is like a super duper. It does exfoliation, lymphatic drainage, nourishment. It's really amazing. It's like people come out glowing. So you do have to maintain what you have. You can, you know, like everything else, like exercising, you cannot just exercise once. You have to exercise all the time.
Right.
You have to eat right all the time, sleep well, etc. Drink a lot of water.
Now this procedure that you just told me about, this jet peel, how long would the patient be in your office for something like that?
Between 45 minutes and an hour, close to an hour. It's like a facial on steroids. Really, literally. You should come by and try it one day.
I would love to come to you and maybe you could work on my face a little bit, although I've been told my face, I mean, you're seeing me on Zoom, so you wouldn't really know, but I'm Sicilian, so my skin is pretty good. I don't have too many wrinkles on my face. I've been told I have good skin. In fact, I had plastic surgery, but not on my face. I had breast cancer, and I had implants put in. They found on me, I had breast cancer in my left breast. I had the size of, I don't know, he said it was stage 1. So maybe
must
like,
have been very small. You're lucky
yeah.
that they found it.
So I said to him, you know, doctor, because I was flat, just didn't have anything. So I said, you know, doctor, I said, take them both off and give me bigger ones. And he did. And of course, he was the surgeon that removed but then he recommended that I go to a plastic surgeon to have the 2 doctors work together. He removed right, and the other doctor put the implant in right away. They put them in right away. And I didn't have radiation. I had chemotherapy, but I never had radiation. And the plastic surgeon said to me, you have beautiful skin. He said, it's very easy to work with your skin. So I'm lucky that way, you know, I'm lucky that way. But you are fascinating, really a very fascinating doctor. Is there any other procedure that you recommend as we're talking and I'm telling, we're going to see this on YouTube. Are there any other recommended procedures that are new that you are doing right now that are very popular that you would like my audience to know about?
Well, the newest device that I've acquired is called Cool Tone. It's made by Allergan, the makers of Botox. And that's the one that I was mentioning to you that builds muscle on your abdomen, on the back of your arms, the thighs, the inner thighs, and a lot of butt lifting. So a lot of women having for the butt.
That's the new thing, doctor. Everybody wants to have a nice butt.
Right.
In my day, when I was young, nobody wanted that, a big butt.
Well, it tightens things. Yeah, it tightens things also at the same time. It sculpts and tightens at the same time, especially also the abdomen, the thighs, the back of the arms. The other thing we do, people also begin to, their hair starts to thin. So we have a way of using a part of your own blood to inject it back into the scalp and make the hair grow back. This is not for people who lost their hair completely, but people who are beginning to notice thinning. And a lot of women actually have that, and it works very, very well. We've had great success with doing that.
Well, you are an amazing doctor, my goodness. Now, tell my audience, where are you located in Westchester?
We are located in Purchase, which is actually kind of part of Harrison. It's right off exit 10 on 287. It's very close to Rye Brook, to Greenwich, to White Plains, even Scarsdale. And it's a great location with a lot of easy access to the main highways and a lot of parking.
And of course, Cherie Corso, my very good friend Cherie Corso, is working with you. And how did you go? I'm just curious, how did you guys meet?
We have a friend in common named Kevin Brown, and he introduced us. Yeah.
And he recommended that she talk to you, and that's how you hooked up with Cherie.
That's correct.
Fabulous.
She had the jet peel and loved it.
You have a what?
The procedure the treatment that I was telling you about before, that's called a jet peel.
Yes.
It's a device that comes out from Israel that exfoliates, does lymphatic drainage, hydrates, nourishes. Again, like it's a facial on steroids, and you come out after 50 minutes glowing.
Let me ask you, do you do that vampire? I've heard about that vampire, what is that vampire?
We do that. This is, the vampire is a trademark. It's nothing special, the vampire as such. It's the same thing that I was telling you about, to use part of your own blood to rejuvenate your skin.
Right.
But we have a device that we stopped doing that. We're doing that less and less because I've acquired another device called the Secret RF, made by Cutera, that does microneedling with radio frequency. And that the results of that are much superior to that so-called, you don't have to draw your blood, you don't have to inject, you know, it's a lot simpler, a lot better with very little downtime, practically no downtime, just redness overnight. And that device will tighten your skin. I had patients who had a lot of wrinkles right above from birth, from giving birth, you know, a lot of wrinkles right above their belly buttons, above and below. I was able to treat those.
Well, that sounds like when women get stretch marks. That's what that's.
Stretch marks is just the way they look. I'm talking about like literally wrinkles, a lot of wrinkles right above the belly button I was able to get rid of with this device.
It's amazing. Amazing what you doctors can do now.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story before we close this out. Many years ago, and at this time I knew Cherie because Cherie and I used to cover New York Fashion Week. And I met this doctor, he was actually a scientist, and he told me that he was going to find the cure to stop aging, completely stop it. I was like, what? He says, yes, I'm very close to finding this cure that can actually stop aging. So he even sponsored me during New York Fashion Week one time. But I don't know if he's still trying to get, but he says, I'm very close to getting this cure. And he showed us a picture. He showed me a picture of
a lot of people are trying to do that, yes.
Yeah.
And now with the development of genetics, we get, I don't know if we'll ever be able to stop it completely, but it's getting closer and closer.
Wow.
And just to, I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but one reason that I believe I'm very successful in doing all these procedures is because, primarily because I care about my patients a lot, and I want them to be very happy and have great results, but also because I have a degree in engineering. So it's very easy for me to understand and use all these devices because I know the science and the physics behind how they were built.
Dr. Liv, tell my audience, where can we go to learn more information about you? What is your website?
The website is called advancedrejuvenationcenters.com. advancedrejuvenationcenters.com. And we are at 3020 Westchester Avenue in Suite 306 in Purchase. The zip code is 10577.
Okay. Dr. Liv, thank you so much for talking to me here on my TV show, on my YouTube channel, Cognac's Corner. It was a pleasure talking to you. I wish I was there to give you a big pink champagne kiss, but I'm gonna blow it to you.
Okay.
And don't go away yet. We're gonna close the interview. We'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more celebrity interviews coming up. Keep watching.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Dr. Liv. I certainly did. And don't forget, darlings, I do fabulous shopping hauls and all about beautiful pink girly fashion and pink girly decor. So keep watching my Zoom interviews and my girly hauls, my pink fashionable girly hauls right here at Cognac, Wellerlane, my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and always ring the notification bell. Keep watching, darlings. More Zoom interviews and more girly hauls coming up. Pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. Eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.